I'm suggesting is that he should be tied to a stake now, and we bore him to death with slow fire. Or we banish him from this town. Don't worry. Look at.
Oh, me. Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it's finished at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, or Shite Hart Lane if you want to call it that. Oh man. Tottenham Hotspur 3, Arsenal 0. I don't even know where to start, to be honest, because right now I think it's because it's a North London derby. It's Spurs, and even though I don't think that the way that the league is now that it came down to this game, but I really think it's significant. I knew it. I knew something like this was going to happen. I knew that at some point. I knew even after the good performances against teams like, Chelsea, Man United, West Ham and Leeds, I knew I just had this horrible feeling. I had this horrible feeling that we're going to go into the North London derby and we're going to, I'm not going to say bottle it, but I knew something was going to happen. I just had this really, really horrible feeling. To start off with, Arteta went with the same lineup that played against Leeds. To start off with, for the first 10-15 minutes, we actually played really well. We were controlling the game. We had like a half chance. And then Spurs had an attack. Kulusevski crossed in the ball, and it looked. I didn't actually, in real time, I didn't actually see it, or I didn't notice it quick enough. I sort of looked up, and then it was like penalty. Or I sort of kind of was looking my head back and forth, and it was like, oh yeah, penalty. And yeah, from the replay, it looked like Cedric barged over Son, which I know I can see. I've seen some people saying that it was harsh, but if you barge someone off the ball, that's a penalty. So, and obviously Kane's not going to miss. Then shortly after that, Rob Holding gets sent off. A second yellow card for elbowing Son. He'd also been given, the first yellow card he got was silly as well, but this second yellow card was just ridiculous. Like, I knew as soon as he done it, I was like, yep, he's off. And from that moment onwards, it was pretty much done deal. They had a corner at the far post, Kane at the far post headed in, and then we go in at half time 2-0 down, 75 seconds into the second half. There's a scramble to get the ball away from El Neni and Gabriel, and the ball falls to Son, and Son just lifts it over Ramsdale, 3-0. And from that moment, they went incredibly passive, just passed the ball in between themselves. To be fair, we did give a little bit of fight, and this is the thing. I wouldn't say we were poor. I just think poor decisions have cost us. The thing that people are doing now is because we've lost, they're going, oh, we played ish. Well, I don't think so. I think one of two things. Cedric and Holding made stupid decisions, and we were outclassed by a superior manager in Antonio Conte, because he managed the game very, very well. They did exactly the same thing that they did against Liverpool, except they converted more of their chances. Oh, Mikel Arteta's coming on. I've got to go. I'll be back. Very interesting post-match interview there from the manager. He was doing his very best Pep Guardiola impression there. He seems to be very pissed off with the refereeing decisions, which I don't agree with him about, because I think Holding made a stupid error because after he'd already been booked, and then Cedric made a silly error as well to give away the penalty. So I don't agree with him there. But what he is right about is what I was going to come on to, was that we have to. It's always annoying and it's always frustrating losing to Tottenham and losing to your biggest rivals. It's normally Man United and Tottenham that I always, feel the most depressed about after we've lost the game to them. But yeah, he's right. We do have to move on quickly because Newcastle is now massive. You know, if we won today, we would have sewn up top 4. But if we wanna do it, we've got to win our last 2 games. And I've been saying all week to people that I talk football about at work and stuff like that I had a feeling we were going to drop points today, and I have a feeling we're going to drop points at Newcastle. And I can't see Tottenham dropping points to Burnley or Norwich. So I think this is where what I've been saying throughout the season is going to happen. I think we just don't have the squad depth and the quality to get us over the line. And the difference between us and Spurs, as much as I hate to say, is that they went out and strengthened. They brought Bendenko and Kulusevski. They went and brought them in on loan in January, and we didn't bring anyone in. And you know, that I had a feeling it was going to come back to bite us. But I still think, even with that, I still think we've done well. I still think we've done well to go from where we are at the start of the season to finishing in the top 6, which was probably the minimum objective. The only other thing that annoys me, and I'm sitting here now like fuming, because it's just the way that the mainstream football media hates Arsenal. It's actually like sickening how much they hate Arsenal. Like Gary Neville and Martin Tyler sitting there for about 20 minutes going, how amazing Tottenham are. It's like, yeah, they beat us, but it doesn't mean that it's all done and dusted. There's still, like Arteta said, there's still 2 games to go. It just pisses me off. And then in the studio, they've got 2 like ex-Tottenham players there, Robbie Keane and Jamie Redknapp, and they're wanking themselves off over thinking how brilliant Tottenham were and all this kind of stuff. And that's the thing, they weren't that great. They didn't like destroy us until Rob Holding got sent off. And they got the penalty and Rob Holding got sent off. That's when they controlled the game. And that's just because Conte is an exceptional manager. But I wouldn't say that like they played us off the park. It's not like when Man City beat us 5-0 at the start of the season. It just pisses me off. They do every time we lose. Every time we're losing, they sit there like creaming themselves over the team that's beaten us. I remember, I think I said it after the Palace game, the way that they were just talking about Palace as if they were Barcelona, prime Barcelona. It's just ridiculous. Like, there's still 2 games to go. Like, for some reason, there's always this like flowery language over any team that beats Arsenal. It's insane. And you only got like poor Theo Walcott there defending us. Bloody hell, I hate it so much. I don't want to be like a conspiratorial Arsenal fan, but I do believe that there is some sort of like hatred towards Arsenal. I think someone I work with said it's because of reputation. You know, like the referees don't like us, pundits don't like us. It's just annoying. And then, you know, they're talking as if like, yeah, that it's all done and dusted. I think if both teams, if for example, if Spurs hadn't drawn with Brighton, I think it would have come down to today. But I think the fact that it's still in our hands is still odds-wise could go with us. It's just that Spurs have the easier games, in my opinion. I don't know, man. I mean, that's the only thing that's pissed me off. I just hate the bias of Arsenal, the biasness against Arsenal. I just can't stand it. And I've only really started noticing it over the past couple of seasons. Since I've been doing Armchair Armory, I've noticed it a lot more. That like every team that beats Arsenal is like, oh, they're so amazing. Oh, they've been outstanding today. And it's just like, shut the fuck. I don't want to swear. Shut the F up. Seriously, just shut the F up. There's still 2 games to go. It's not over yet. People will say, oh yeah, you're only ranting because you lost. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's disappointing, and you know, it feels like when we if this is up there with when we lost the Europa League semi-final to Villarreal, and when we lost the Champions League final in 2006. It feels like a really big blow, but to be fair, I've been trying to set myself up by saying we're not going to get top 4 because of the reasons I gave earlier on. I'm not going to repeat myself. It is what it is at the end of the day. The only positives that we can really look out of this season, or not the only positive, but I think it has been overall a pretty okay season. I wouldn't say like good or very good. I'd say it's been okay. Is that we've climbed out of we've now climbed up 3 places in the table, and yeah, we've improved on the last 2 seasons. But let's see what happens. I'm not going to write off that. Yeah, I'm not going to say top 4's done yet, because we haven't played Newcastle. If we drop points to Newcastle and Spurs beat Burnley, then I'll be saying top 4's over. But we're in the Europa League next year. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there now because I've been talking for nearly 10 minutes. So I'll be back again in the next couple of days with the preview for Newcastle. So until then, take care and stay safe.